Ivan Cleary pulls the Panthers aside just before they're about to run out for a grand final. He's not feeling the pink jersey. He wants them to wear black. Welcome to Simplified Sparky Marketing. We're going to cover a few things today, and mainly the distractions you get in business and the unnecessary rabbit holes you go down instead of focusing on making money. So my analogy is, take any manager out there, insert your own sporting manager who is the manager of your sporting team that you love, if you're into sports. If not, this analogy will go over your head, but hopefully you'll get it. Can you imagine if Ivan Cleary of the Penrith Panthers, when they're about to play the grand final, pulls them in and says, guys, I'm not really feeling this pink jersey. I think we should wear the black. What do you think? And they focus on the fucking pink jersey or the black jersey. The whole team sits down, they have a good chat about it. Meanwhile, the other team, let's just say it's the Melbourne Storm, are 100% focused on winning the game. Now, winning the game is the analogy for making money, because this is where people drop the ball. One of my members today had a fantastic question, and it's a very valid question. So he's hit me up with a question regarding a slogan, and I told him the difference between messaging and a slogan. Whereas messaging is telling the client exactly what you do, a slogan is more of a statement, and it's a bit wanky, to be honest. And I just did a little bit of research there, and Stowe Australia, or Stowe Electricians in Sydney, they are the biggest electrical company in Sydney, and they've been around since 1910. And for the fun of it, I went over to their website to see if they sported a slogan, which they fucking don't. There's no need for a slogan. Slogans are just cheesy crap. And I can guarantee you, even if you've got a slogan for your business, ask your missus or your partner, what's your slogan? They probably don't know. It's hard enough to get someone to remember your company name, not to mind the slogan of your business. And it's, as I say, look, for me personally, I think they're a bit wanky. I think they are pointless. The main thing you want is people to know exactly what you do when they land on your website. And the slogan of lighting up your home, you're in safe hands, just a switch away, we'll flick you on. It's silly and it's a time waste. And I think the main reason for this podcast is the amount of stuff that you can do to distract yourself and take your eyes off the prize is pretty crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very important that you set off with a decent logo, a decent website and all of that. But don't overthink it. Don't go so granular that you're A/B testing blue buttons versus green buttons versus white buttons. Focus on the easiest pathway to get you money rather than overcomplicating everything. And I think that's what happens a lot is, it's for two reasons. It's A, is trial and error that people don't really know and they waste time doing this. And B, is it's a distraction from doing the hard yards of actually getting the client. It's the fun stuff is getting your colors together, designing your logo, putting your leaflets together, putting your website together. That's the fun, exciting part. But no one wants to stand face to face in front of a client and told they're too expensive. Like, that's the shit you try to avoid. And that's what I'm saying is the leanest way to get there is to focus on how you're going to get that sale. Because once you've got a logo and a website and all that, that's all you need. You don't need to be getting distracted with silly things that are coming at you that time suck you out of it. You need to be aware of this as well, because it's something that I firmly fell into this trap of doing stuff as a distraction from the business instead of actually doing things that move the needle. And even right now, I have really leaned up what I digest as well from content and stuff like that. I used to listen to 6 or 7 different podcasts every week of business, and my fucking head would be exploding with stuff. And you know what? I wouldn't implement anything of it, because the next day I would have forgotten what I learned the day before, and I'd be on to the next business podcast for the next dopamine hit. And I know for a fact that there's some of you listening to this podcast do that exact same thing. And my only advice to that is start getting rid of some podcasts. If it's not going to move the needle or make you money, get rid of that podcast. Listen to ones that are going to actually make you money, that give you actionable things that you can do, that you can implement into your business and make money. Because that's what I did. I stopped all that shit on a hamster wheel, digesting. But there's actually food for thought as well. There's a theory behind it that it's like when you eat too much food, you puke or you get sick, which is quite disgusting. But the exact same thing happens to your brain. If you listen to 6 business podcasts a day, you just divulge them, it is too much for your brain, and your brain is getting sick. It's like, I can't retain anymore. It's just, there's so much noise going on that I physically feel sick. So I just decided to cut that all out. I listened to 1 or 2 podcasts. I listened to 1 or 2 mind-numbing podcasts that are nothing at all to do with business, which is good for you as well. And then I listen to ones that I appreciate that are of totally different industries to electrical that I adapt into electrical for you guys. So that is my word of warning, is just stop getting distracted by silly little things, or you're attending this mastermind, and even things like having too many coaches. Like for me, I'm working with one particular coach at the moment and I'm all in with him. I'm not spreading myself thin. I'm not going working with this guy, that guy, and the other. It's very important that you apply yourself correctly to the stuff that you're having issues with. If you've got an issue with something, you need a coach that's going to specifically help you with that and then get you to the next step. And then it may run its course with that coach and you might say, okay, I'm done with you. I'm moving to the next guy. And that's my mindset and my mentality right now, is I'm on stepping stones with this, particularly with this business, Simplified Sparky, of what to do next, or what avenue to go down, or how do I do this, or how do I do that, or it's a game. It's all a game, but we get caught up in the game and caught up in the weeds when we start digesting too much garbage, literally. As a tip and a word of warning, one key thing that I do as well is if I'm about to look at a piece of content on YouTube or a podcast, and let's say it's 20 minutes on YouTube or it's an hour on a podcast, that I'm physically going to sit down and have a look at it, or I might have the podcast on while I'm working, something like that. But stop and say to yourself, is this going to make me money or is it going to cost me money? When I say make you money, is it going to be something valuable that there and then you can take the details of it and implement it into your business? Where it's going to cost you money is it's the double. You're sitting down, you're watching this, you're not making any money, that you could be doing something productive in your business to make you money. And while you're watching it, you've just wasted 20 minutes or an hour of your time. So it's a double up. You're not making money and you've wasted your time. So stop and ask yourself that question. The next time you're about to watch something stupid that you think is going to help you in business, think twice and ask yourself that question. It really helps. I do it myself. I honestly do that. I will literally say, is this going to make me money or cost me money? And it fucking works marvelously. What really matters in your business is getting stuff like your traffic correctly. Get eyeballs on your business with SEO, Google Business Profile, on your socials, networking, etc. Conversions. Are the leads that are coming in, are they actually converting? If they're not converting, why are they not converting? That is far more important than a fucking logo design or whatever. Is like, shit, that client didn't go ahead with me. Is there anything better that I could have done in that situation? Or was it the price? Was it something I said? Things like that. That's what you need to be really working on. The delivery. Did you show up on time? Did you do the job well? Did you wow the client? And in retention, are you getting the reviews, the referrals, and repeat customers? All of this matters the most, is having that roadmap in place that can actually get you to the next level and make you the most money. And at the end of the day, we're all in business to make money. If you're not in business to make money, there's plenty of charitable organizations out there you can work with. But I know that 99% of you listen to this are in business to make money, and they're the most important things that we've got to focus on. There's something big coming and something free coming for you guys, the listeners. But however, you're going to fucking miss out if you're not on my email list. The email list guys are going to get priority. Why? Because they're 10-foot tall Teresas and they're diehards. And I love my email list folk. So if you're not on the list, you're going to miss out. I'm not going to say what it is. It's coming soon, but those guys on the list are going to make priority. And the link is below. Have a good week.